Amansa! 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 Amansa!
It's the motivator here, and this is where we translate our words into action. And where success, I say again, where success, absolutely success, is ours for the taking. How you feeling, people? How you feeling? It's the motivator here. Yes, I'm fired up. I'm high on life. Oh yeah, it's been a fantastic few days since the last time I was here with you. And I'm assuring you, it's been truly an inspirational experience. And I hope the same for you. Here at the Motivator Show, we're devoted to ensuring that we share with you good quality, verified information, information that inspires and motivates you to take action for yourself, your family, your wider networks, and your wider communities. Because together we can and we will absolutely transform the world. And I hope you're feeling strong, people. Be ready for it. We're going to share with you inspirational information, good quality information. Information you can make decisions by, information you can rely upon and make those decisions that will be self transforming. Because you are the power. You are the change makers. Yes? It is within your gift to transform your circumstances. Indeed, the world itself. It's a cumulative impact. It's a wave that we create each time we show you the way. I know you believe it. I know you're fired up. I know you feel strong. It's the motivator here, and we're ready for you. And we've got another 2 hours of truly inspired dialogue. On this episode, we will have our keynote dialogue in approximately 40 minutes or so, okay? But between now and then, there's a lot we've got to pack in, a great deal for us to share with you. A sharing with you, which, look, We do this because it is clear the wave is underway. Mhm. You are part of that wave. Mhm. You are part of that wave to change. Okay. As we've discussed, for example, climate change and its ongoing impact it's having on the Earth atmosphere, and particularly in the Caribbean. Okay, we will continue to discuss that. We will discuss in even greater depth the technological revolution, the AI revolution, and the impact that will have on our societies. But we'll take up individual issues, issues which are not typically found in the mainstream press these days, either or the newspapers, radio, or social media. We'll take up those issues because they must be taken up, because they have a direct impact on the quality of our lives, the the health and well-being of tens of millions of people across the world. Absolutely. And yes, we are a Pan-Africanist. Yes, we are indeed a Pan-Africanist channel. Okay. We absolutely believe in African unity, global African unity. Just for the record here, just for the record, no misunderstanding. And through those lens, of course, that we project to you, we share with you the information that will be coming forward to you today. So, without no further ado, let me go straight into those campaigning issues. And of course, as we go into those campaigning issues, we remind you of a few contributors to our past Demotivator show. The motivator, when we say demotivator, of course, what we refer to is the motivator. We are motivating you, inspiring you. Yeah, there you got it, you got it. But there's a great deal that we need to share with you. There's a lot to pack in, so be ready. Look, if you've got a pen and paper, you've got your smartphone or your digital assistant, have them ready, ready to share with you. Some of the issues we'll share with you will be a little controversial. It will be controversial. Some will be sensitive. Some you want to shy away from, and we get it, and we understand that. Okay, but don't leave us. Don't leave us. This is a consciousness raising channel. Mhm. A consciousness raising channel. That's our intent, to raise consciousness, your readiness for the real world, to prepare you greater resilience. You understand? You understand? And together, I say again, and together we will, and we absolutely will transform the world. Those of you at the opening credit and the term used by, yes, that great man. I say great man, there's always question about all great people. Don't misunderstand, and my previous guest will allude to some of those questionable issues, okay? But Nelson Mandela, of course, said this word, amandla, power. Mhm. That's what it means. Power for you, power for us all. Yeah, it's the concept in our minds. Once you believe you have the power, once you believe you have the influence, once you understand you are the source of global power, you behave differently. Mhm. I know, and for many of you, it would be uncomfortable because the very concept is, well, questionable, isn't it? Yes? After all this time, you'd be made to believe you have no power. Mhm. It was always just a jam blasted lie. Power comes from you. Those who wield power receive it from you. You either give it up consciously or they take it from you by your inaction. Yep, that's how it happens. Okay? Or they've got to force you by compelling you through fear to make you feel that you do not have power and therefore you remain with your eyes closed, head bowed, and not take any notice of what's going on around you, and allow those who abuse power to manipulate it for their own good, for their own benefit. Mhm. True, huh? You understand. I know you understand. I know you feel it here we're going to change the concept. Yep. Address those concepts. So yes, you can feel it. And breathe it in and focus it so you can improve your life, your family's life, yeah, your husband, your wife's lives, yeah, the person you most love's life, okay, your children's lives, your wider family's lives, your community's lives, and together we will transform the world. Yep. It's all in there. That's where it is. It's a concept, an idea, your thought processes. That's what they're trying to control. Here, we'll buck that trend. Yeah, we could buck the trend. Yes, we're going to buck the trend. Yes, yes. Let me go right into it now. Okay. Let me go right into it. At the center of all communities is the ability to create wealth, mhm, financial resilience. Yeah. So you can afford that which you suggest you cannot afford. Mhm. But to do that, typically, you got to develop your own wealth, your wealth. Mhm, mhm. But there are some who are able to create wealth through their own efforts, or indeed through working together with others. Mhm. Generally, working together with others in unity is strength, is most important. Okay. Here in London, yes, we're based in London, an important event will arise next month. It's the Black Business Entrepreneurs Conference. Yet another seminal moment. You recall Dr. Carlton Brown here in the Motivator Show studio. Okay. And his initial book of those years ago, Why Organizations Fail on Race, or indeed the Race Paradox. Mhm. You allow those people to fail just because they're of a different ethnicity. But yet the company, the corporation, the government, the local government, therefore underperforms because you're only using maybe 10, 20, 30% of the potential because you've excluded far too many and works therefore to your long-term detriment. Hmm. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Dr. Carlton Brown, we hope you're watching this. Oh, yeah, this is for you and all those who understand the importance of creating wealth, upskilling, developing those skills, and utilize those skills to economic benefit, personal, family, indeed, community, and national benefit. No nation can survive unless you have wealth creators. I'm saying that again. No nation can survive without the wealth creators. Okay, I say it again. No nation can survive without the wealth creators. You hear that? Watch this.
This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment.
You hear that, yes? That important seminal economic conference, business conference, entrepreneurs conference. Aspire to get into business, go to this conference. If you're in business and want to develop your networks, come to this conference. If you're a supplier, you might be a major corporation. You might be a local authority or government agency and are seeking out entrepreneurs, suppliers. Go to this conference. That's the place to be. Yep, that is the place to be. That's where you'll see this incredible untapped talent here in Britain and Europe. Okay. That's where you meet them. And that's where new opportunities will be created at that conference. And I know each and every one of you understand the concept. And together you can and you will transform the world. Okay, yeah, I'll play it again. I see the message. I'll play one more time. There we go.
This is your moment. Don't let it pass. The UK Black Business Entrepreneur Conference 2026. NatWest Conference Centre, Bishopsgate, London, 8th July. Come and hear from world-class speakers and renowned entrepreneurs. If you've been thinking about starting, growing, or taking your business seriously, this is where it happens. Learn how to build and scale globally. Unlock innovation and tech to move faster. Get in the room with people who are actually doing it. No more waiting. No more watching from the sidelines. 70% sold out. The room is filling fast. Secure your seat now. www.thebbec.com. Eventbrite.
We are building a future that is not just sustainable, but truly extraordinary.
Be in the room or hear about it late. This is your moment.
There you are. There you are. And just to remind you of the website address, it's www.thebbe.com. thebbe.com. Okay? And you can get your ticket via Eventbrite. That's the place I will be to meet those wealth entrepreneurs, those leading edge individuals, okay, who are leading the charge to create great wealth for themselves, their families, great opportunities, employment opportunities for tens of thousands, if not millions of people here in Britain and, of course, the world. Absolutely fantastic experience. That's the place to be. That's the place to be. Our keynote speaker will be in approximately 20 minutes. Okay. So let's go down. Let me continue going on. Let me go on. Another issue, of course, I must bring to the fore. And this issue, of course, has to do with our women, African heritage women. I take a deep breath and pause for a moment, because some of you will anticipate what I'm about to say, and I get that, but it is important. And it is an issue that often many do not want to discuss. It is an issue that many want to brush under the carpet. It is an issue, he says, that some suggest is a question of culture and tradition and engenders purity in women. I say to you, without reservation, that I have to challenge such notions, because I've spoken to women who have experience, FGM. I'll raise this subject to you without fear or favor, understanding for some of you this will be uncomfortable, and I understand. But we must face it. We must face this one. FGM, and that stands for female genital mutilation. Yes, as it sounds, female genital mutilation. There is in some of our cultures, in some of our tribes, some of our clans, some of our communities, yes. This practice, even though the nation state is illegal, is still being practiced by those traditional leaders supporting the practice. I have to challenge those traditional leaders. I've spoken to the women. I know women for whom this has happened to. And it's not pleasant. The long-term, both physical and psychological impact is profound. I have daughters. I know I would not permit such a procedure on their bodies. Never allow it. And I say to those men who are within those cultures, within those clans, within those tribal groups, for whom this is still a practice. And some of them do it on babies, as if that's all right. And even worse, some do it on grown women, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20s. And the profound psychological, not to mention the physical impact it has. It is indeed profound. One of my good friends, and I'm so blessed, one of my good friends is an FGM survivor. And she proclaimed to them from the mountaintop that she is indeed an FGM survivor. I'm immensely proud to know her. Her name is Naima Ali. Bless you, bless you. And she boldly stands in front of audiences and proclaims she is an FGM survivor. And I know some women will want to shy away at this point, and I get it. I completely understand. But I urge you to stay with us and listen to this most courageous of human beings. Okay, watch her, listen, feel her energy, understand her spirit and her intent. Okay, feel her energy and appreciate her intent. Okay, listen to this. Naima Ali, FGM ambassador for Southwark in London, is the founder of Unshackled Duma. Unshackled Duma is a London-based organisation that empowers women and girls, particularly from Black, Asian and world majority community and Muslim communities. The organisation focuses on promoting self-empowerment, autonomy and advocacy with a strong emphasis on combating female genital mutilation, FGM. It raises awareness about FGM's harmful effects and supports survivors and works towards eradicating the practice. Unshackled Duma can be contacted via this email address: unshackledduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com. I repeat, unshackledduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com. Thank you. Powerful message, huh? And of course, you're watching this live. A recording will be available on our YouTube channel of this recording. Just rewind it if you missed the email address, okay? But it's unshackledduma2 at gmail.com. Okay? I commend the work of Naima Ali to you, a former mayor here in London, okay? I commend her work to you, okay? Thank you. Thank you for listening to that. It is so important. And if you encounter a woman who is indeed an FGM survivor, comfort her if she's willing to open up to you. Comfort her. Do not shame her. Do not push her away. Comfort her. Okay? And put her in touch with Naima Ali of Unshackled Duma. Well done, Naima Ali. We look forward to having her back in the studio. You recall when she was here, maybe a month or two ago. It was a wonderful, inspirational experience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Because this is the Motivator Show. Because this is where we translate our words into action. And where success, I say again, where success is ours for the taking. You understand why I'm high on life. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The issue we tackled in our last episode, of course, was an issue of governance and trust in Jamaica. Yeah, I've got to mention that one. We've got to thank for the straight talking, honest politician that is indeed Julian Robinson, MP. Mhm. Shadow Minister for Finance and Public Services in Jamaica. He was able to speak honestly and directly to us about our efforts as a whole international community, but certainly Jamaican diaspora and friends of Jamaica, who heard the suffering, heard the cry of Jamaicans whose lives have been devastated by Hurricane Melissa. Tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of lives were devastated. Some lost their lives. So we sent donations, emergency donations, yes, emergency donations to Jamaica. Mhm. Only now to discover in more recent weeks, that an independent agency of the Jamaican government, referred to as the Auditor General, has conducted a review, an investigation to ensure that the government is functioning as it should. Only now to discover that of the 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars that was donated by us here in Britain and Europe, the Americas and worldwide, emergency donations, only 1.8% had been spent more than 7 months after Hurricane Superstorm Melissa devastated parts of Jamaica. Can you imagine? 1.8%. In other words, more than 98% of that money had remained undistributed. So you've got tens of thousands of people living in destitution. Absolute destitution. Absolute destitution. And the Prime Minister, the Jamaican Labour Party, JLP, government of Jamaica, its leader suggested that it was fake news. Despite the fact the information is in an official report, now officially a government report that we all can read and digest for ourselves. Fake news. I pause because it is beyond just beyond me. It is beyond me how someone could look us all in the eye like that and lie so blatantly. I said in that episode of the Demotivatorshow Show that the government of Jamaica had embarrassed all Jamaicans, both home and abroad, and undermined confidence in Jamaica by the friends of Jamaica, by the actions of the government of Jamaica. There can be no excuse for our emergency donations, not for the government to see it as an absolute priority, that we gave the money in a rush with no strings attached, but it was intended for those in greatest need. I want to thank Julian Robinson MP, Shadow Minister for Finance and Public Services, for his honest response to our questions here on the Motivator Show. So as a result of that, we put together a short clip, okay? And we want you just to watch this short clip, just so that you've got it for your own record, okay? You've got it for your own record. And think carefully about the implications of the government of Jamaica's behavior. Because there will be other superstorm, because climate change is real. We've got to discuss it with even greater depth here on the Demotivator Show. Climate change is real. Anyone who says otherwise to you, you know, is lying to you. It's lying, okay? Anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. Climate change is real. So watch this. Here we go. Watch this.
Hurricane Melissa was a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds of over 185 miles an hour or 298 kilometers per hour. The storm rolled ashore in the early afternoon of Tuesday the 28th of October 2025 between the towns of Belmont and New Hope in Westmoreland Parish, located on Jamaica's southwestern coast. High Commissioners, ambassadors in Africa, United States of America, Europe, and here in Britain led the charge, encouraging Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica to give generously and successfully raise more than $1.4 billion. The need was great. The need was now.
supportjamaica.gov.jm. You will be, it's an undertaking from the Jamaican government. Your donation will be recognized. You will receive the thank you letter to be published to facilitate your own fundraising going forward. So that is an undertaking. And let me close by saying that the monies that goes to the account under supportjamaica.gov.jm goes to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. That is overseeing the distribution of relief. Now, anybody followed what happened with Hurricane Beryl will know that a report was done on Beryl, and there was full transparency as to how the monies were expended by ODPEM. There's no issue with what is going to happen with your money. Full transparency, all right, as to the funds that are donated through the website.
The recent Auditor General's report has cast a shadow over this process. She's expressed serious misgivings about the process, about the governance arrangements, which has led to less than 2% of the $1.4 billion being distributed to those in greatest need, those living in destitutions, those whose lives have been devastated by this violent Hurricane Melissa. And we in the diaspora are asking the question, where the money there? Where the money there? Where the money there?
Indeed. Where the money there? We understand, according to the Auditor General's report, that it's not even going into an appropriate account. Yeah. And it apparently, if it is in an account, it is not designated for hurricane survivors. Huh. That's in the official report. Oh my gosh. And we've yet to receive a satisfactory response. We can only hope that through Julian Robinson MP, Shadow Minister for Finance and Public Services, through his committee, that he will get to the bottom of what is really going on inside the Jamaican government. His words were very clear. We have to see all official channels as suspect until openness, transparency becomes a theme, the lynch point for all further appeals by the government of Jamaica. I agree. We agree here at the Motivator Show. He suggested NGOs, trusted NGOs, where you can see where the money goes, is the place to be. Or organizations. Here on the Motivator Show, for example, we've been highlighting the work of PNP UK. Yeah. an organization devoted to upstanding and supporting the interests of Jamaicans here in Britain and, of course, on the island of Jamaica. And they've been devoted, committed to raising funds in support of a infant school, a school for babies, little ones, yeah, the little one, 3, 4 years old, to build back better their school so the babies can experience the teaching and learning experience in suitable accommodation. I think you would agree with me that is a worthwhile, a worthy cause. And PMP UK have demonstrated a conviction, a love for Jamaica, because 100% of all funds raised will go to that school if you support PNP UK. 100%. Unlike maybe some NGOs who will take off or top slice it 10, 20, 30, 40% for their admin. That will not happen in the case of PNP UK. 100% of monies given to them will go directly to the school. I commend the work of PNP UK to you all. I commend it to you. Okay. Could I say to you, if in doubt, ask questions. Yeah. If in doubt, ask questions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a short excerpt from the PNP's appeal. An appeal, the Motivator Show gives you 100% support. There we go.
Everyone, I am Lexia Lewis Hines, principal of the New Building Early Childhood Institution in New Building, Nain, St. Elizabeth. We were adversely affected by the passing of Hurricane Melissa on October 28, 2025. And as such, we lost our school roof, we have lost furniture, books, and other learning materials for our young ones. I am hereby making a plea asking for any contribution that can be given to assist us in further renovating our school building so that our students can return to some semblance of normalcy. We have already received some donations and we're able to cover half the roof. The other half is patched up with the old zinc that was there from before. And as such, any contribution is an investment in our young ones, the future generation. And so this is my plea, asking for any contribution that can be given in assisting us to be better able to facilitate our young students. Thank you so very much.
New Building, Early Childhood School, New Buildings District, Nain, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. On behalf of PNP UK, we hope you would agree that this school needs to be rebuilt so that the children can enjoy the teaching and learning experience. Support the Hurricane Melissa Disaster Relief Fund to build back better the school. Send your donation, whatever you can afford, to PNP UK. That's at NatWest Bank, sort code 600802, account number 298612333. And in the bank reference, please quote DRF Melissa. Thank you for considering. Thank you for your donations.
Thank you, all of you, all of you who have already donated to PNP UK. We'll have PNP UK in the studios in the not too distant future. I know that representatives are going out to Jamaica and are going to be meeting the principals and handing over the first tranche of our devotion to that school. That's one school, I know, just one school. But there are many schools that we'll do the same for, yes? Let's do that. Yeah, we can build back better and we can perform better with higher levels of integrity, yeah, higher levels of honesty, transparency that has currently been exhibited by the government of Jamaica. We can do this ourselves. Praise Jah, Rastafari. We can do this ourselves. You have the strength. You have the will. You are the change makers. Praise be. Praise be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And often in these circumstances, I know there are far too many people feel that they're not able, that they are lesser than, that there are others who are better than them. Never true, people. Never true. You are the change makers. You are the power. You're their battery. They're the source of their power. Choose to use it for good, for honesty, for integrity. Choose to use it that way. Space B. Thank you for all of you who have survived. And I look forward to have the representative of PNP UK here in the studios so we can hold them to account for every penny that was raised and how it was used. And they would demonstrate it through evidence, through the pictures and direct communication with the parents, the children maybe, we never know, they might speak to us, and most certainly the school principal. Well done, PNP UK. Well done to you all. Well done to you all. I know there's some of you often ask this question: how do we contact PNP UK? Well, they have a website, and it is very straightforward. I should be able to get it up on the screen for you in a few moments. I'll find it in a few moments. Okay, I'll put it on the screen for you. But as you can see at the end of that clip, again, this is a recording. It's recorded. All you have to do is just go back a few minutes, and all the details are there on your screen, so you have it in one. Okay, thank you. And now I need to move to another subject. And I said we'll be going into our keynote dialogue. And our keynote dialogue, as many of you will be aware, will be Burkina Faso. The official visit being organised in conjunction with the Demotivatorshow. Show. Official visit to Burkina Faso. This audience of the Motivator Show is being invited to join with me, join with the Motivator, join with this YouTube channel, the Motivator Show channel, an official visit to Burkina Faso. It is sanctioned by the government of Burkina Faso. Yes, more details will follow in a few minutes. But before now and then, just a few more announcements I want to get in. I now need to talk about yet another one of our past guests, more recent guests, an truly inspired woman, okay? The custodian of our oral tradition. Someone who can relate our history using poetry, using song, using the power of her voice to communicate messages in such a way that we can hear and we retain because the manner in which the communication has taken place. Many of you will recall Jelly Cheniere, a truly inspired human being. I want to share with you part of her message to us. Her message was clear, it was profound, it was truly illuminating. Listen to the words of Jelly in Chinchilli. There we go. And if in doubt, I always say to people, ask questions, okay? And this is what she said to us. And I say again, quite remarkable human being. Here we go. The Storytelling Festival. We inspire vision with the oral tradition between the 23rd to the 28th of July. It will be in Wells in Milton Haven. And that's postcode SA73 1DN. Okay. Go to website www.chanti.com. I'll spell it for you. www.shanti-chi.com. Shanti-chi.com. It is a whole family occasion. It is an occasion we recommend to all of you, and pass this message along to other family members, youngsters and olders and mature people who just want to experience African tradition, hear the history spoken with such eloquence, such poetry, such insightfulness, such feeling, compassion, that you retain every word. I encourage you all to come along to this storytelling festival. Okay? Go to website address www.chanti.com. shanti-chi.com. There it is on the screen. It is a most important event. And those of you who use these the QR code, I'm told I've got to use that. Here we go. Here's the QR code. That will take you directly to the web. Point at the screen. There you are. That's the QR code. There you are. All right. There you are. Now you have it. An important event, a whole family event. We recommend it to you all. We absolutely recommend it to you all. Praise be. Praise be. Yes, truly inspired woman, Jelly Shinieri. Gosh, I've yet to speak to her. I haven't spoken to her for a while. We really need to speak with her. We really need to speak with her. Now I'll move to another subject. And that the subject is Windrush. Yes. Again, these are the subjects which generally you're not hearing on the national press or international press, or indeed in social media, but are important because tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people's lives are directly affected. So here on the Demotivatorshow, Show, you will hear about them and we will be reminded of them so that those who are suffering are no longer suffering in silence. Anthony Brown, a regular guest here, is leading the charge for the Windrush Act. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a short excerpt from his narration for your delectation. Okay. And if you are someone who is affected by Windrush, or you are indeed either direct hero, indeed, pioneer, or a child or grandchild of such a person, please share this message along with them. Share this message along with them.
On Tuesday, I met with Caribbean leaders, where I gave an absolute commitment that the UK government will do whatever it takes, including where appropriate payment of compensation, to resolve the anxieties and problems which some of the Windrush generation have suffered. These people are British, they are part of us, they helped to build Britain, and we are all the stronger for their contribution.
I'll stop there for a moment. That was former Prime Minister Theresa May, largely responsible for what is generally called here the hostile environment, which resulted in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people from the Caribbean and Africa who invited to Britain to fill the many vacancies that existed in Britain after the war. In 1948, those who were born in the so-called British Empire or Commonwealth, by that 1948 Act, they were born British. That was an act to ensure that if you're born in Britain or the Commonwealth or the British Empire, you were born British. So they could come to Britain without the need of visas or any other restriction because they were born British. It was necessary to play that very short excerpt. I'm going to replay it in a moment. I just needed to remind people that is the context that we are discussing this. Okay, a British Prime Minister made it clear that those of the so-called Windrush generation were largely, indeed, British nationals. And that's who were directly affected. It's very important to hear that. Very, very important. Okay, so I'm going to play it again, and it will continue.
On Tuesday, I met with Caribbean leaders, where I gave an absolute commitment that the UK government will do whatever it takes, including where appropriate payment of compensation, to resolve the anxieties and problems which some of the Windrush generation have suffered. These people are British, they are part of us, they helped to build Britain, and we are all the stronger for their contributions.
Solicitor and Windrush pioneer Anthony Brown and Windrush pioneers and their descendants. We're calling for a Windrush Act in recognition by the United Kingdom that its past actions have unfairly impacted on people of African Caribbean descent, both living in the United Kingdom and in its former colonies. It is a recognition that this impact has consequences across all aspects of people's lives. Citizenship, community cohesion, education, criminal justice, work, health. The Windrush Act places a duty on public bodies to reduce race disparities for outcomes in their work, as exposed by the government race disparities audit. Solicitor and Windrush pioneer Anthony Brown, Windrush pioneers and their descendants. We are calling for a Windrush Act, an apology for the wrongs that have been done historically by the United Kingdom to people of African Caribbean descent. These wrongs are clearly defined in the Wendy Williams Lessons Learned Review, and it is to the righting of these wrongs that the Windrush Act is addressed. This is not to say that there are not similar wrongs done to other cohorts of people that need to be addressed by similar legislation. This apology is enacted in law so that it's clearly an apology from the nation rather than a here today, gone tomorrow politician. Solicitor and Windrush pioneer Anthony Brown. Windrush pioneers and their descendants. We're calling for a Windrush Act. Reparations for past wrongs. The reparation for Windrush pioneers who are today living with the consequences of Britain's past wrongs. It is reparation that goes beyond mere financial compensation to individuals, but instead provides resources to affected peoples and communities to support them in what they want to do with their lives. To this end, the Windrush Act will establish a Commonwealth Community Cohesion Fund for the development of projects in the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth to tackle disparities and rebuild social, economic ties of communities damaged by the Windrush scandals and other historic unfair actions negatively impacting on this cohort. Solicitor and Windrush pioneer Anthony Brown, Windrush pioneers and their descendants. We're calling for a Windrush Act. Restitution. Since 1948, the citizenship of those who arrived on the Windrush and that of their descendants has been repeatedly eroded, particularly by the 1971 Immigration Act and by the current hostile environment. This erosion leaves many within the African Caribbean cohort finding themselves British in all but name, and therefore having to prove their Britishness when it was Britain that eroded and undermined their Britishness in the first place. The Windrush Act fully restores the Britishness to this cohort. Solicitor and Windrush pioneer Anthony Brown, Windrush pioneers and their descendants. We're calling for a Windrush Act, remembering to this day, the United Kingdom prefers to tell a story about its colonial past that is often unrecognisable to those who live that past. Only by telling a more honest story about its colonial past can the country show that its citizens of colonial descent are as worthy citizens as any other. The Windrush Act holds the state and its education system to a more honest telling. The Windrush Act remembers what Great Britain meant to those pioneering men and women who saw in the country a set of ideals and values that led them to board the SS Windrush in 1948. We're calling for a Windrush Act. Actions speak louder than words. The time for action is now. Translate our words into action. Contact WD Legal. Website address www.wdlegal.co.uk. Join the campaign to secure the Windrush Act. Together, we will make the difference. Hashtag Windrush Act Now.
Absolutely. Well done, Anthony Brown. And those of you who are part of that campaign, progress, I say again, progress is being made. We'll have Anthony Brown and his team here in the Demotivatorshow studios in a couple of episodes soon. We are making progress. We are relentless. We are determined. We are forthright. We will never, I repeat, never, I say again, never give up. Absolutely. Where right is might. I say again, right is might. I'm high on life. Yes, this psychology, this persona is what they do not want you to propagate. We will propagate such personas here on The Motivator Show, because this is where we translate our words into action. And where success, I say again, where success is ours for the taking. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Okay, we've now reached a point here in the Motivator Show. Well, now goes to the intro for our keynote dialogue. This time, the dialogue will be live. Yeah, the dialogue will be live. Really interesting, huh? So there might be a few tricks and crocks around the edges, but it's fine. We'll have an important Burkina Faso, huh? An official representative of the people here in the Motivator Show studios. But between now and then, I just want to give you an intro to our dialogue. So this intro is really designed to provide for you, our audience, some context as to why the Motivator Show, the Motivator, is involved in an official visit to Burkina Faso. Running contrary to the propaganda that many of you have been exposed to. Yep, running contrary. An official visit for protection of the government to ensure that you can come together with the people of Burkina Faso, the people of the AES countries. It's an important step forward. This doesn't happen very often, and it's almost unique using a platform such as this to achieve this end. Almost unique. It is really a testament to the Motivator Show and the impact we have had both here in Britain, Europe, the Caribbean, and of course, the continent of Africa. And we are honored that we've earned the respect of many leaders and notable persons across the continent. Honor and respect to you all. Praise Jah, Rastafari. Honor and respect to you. Okay. So here's the intro before we get over to our live dialogue with the official representative of the Burkina Faso, or the people of Burkina Faso here in Britain. Because if in doubt, you should always ask questions. I say again, if in doubt, ask questions. Okay, watch this.
Discover Burkina Faso, the place of the rising spirit. The calling has gone out. Go to website address letsdiscoverburkina.com. Letsdiscoverburkina.com. You are invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March 2027. We are a holiday destination. Many investment opportunities. We are family friendly. a great place just to relax. Go to website address letsdiscoverburkina.com. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso.
Yes!
It's the motivator here, and this is where we translate our words into action, and where success is, I say again, success is ours for the taking. Hey people, I've got another inspirational podcast arranged for you today. I've got the land of the upright men and women. Burkina Faso is here in the studio. And he will be here live this time in the studio. And let me bring him in, shall I? Let me bring him in. Okay, let me bring him in. I believe he just sorting himself out. He's got a cup in his hand. You can't see it. I can see his big cup. Forgive me. It's a mug. Let me bring him in now. There we are. We're going to have him live in the studio this time. Yes, he's live.
Definitely.
Sir, how are you?
Good
Look
morning.
at that mug, huh? Good morning to you. How are you, sir? How are
I am
you?
good, thank you. And you?
I'm well. You're looking vibrant, I must say. I know you work hard. Hard, huh? You're working
Definitely,
hard.
yes.
Yeah?
It was
So
a busy day yesterday.
I understand. Don't worry, we understand. Well,
Thank you.
Gentlemen such as yourself are always in demand, both for your energy, your skills, your experience on behalf of the people. So we expect you to be, and we're honored that you found the time to join us this morning. Thank you for being with us.
I'm honored that you've invited me and that you find place, and time as well to listen to us and promote Burkina Faso and let people know what is Burkina Faso really. So we are grateful to you and we give thanks always. So we pray that you have more courage, more energy, long life to join the revolution and take it until, furthermore. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And I want to, just for the benefit of the audience, because the term revolution has been propagandized here in Britain, Europe, and particularly the West, to mean danger, uncertainty. When you use the term revolution, what you mean is that there's genuine social change. Yes.
Change, social and positive change. But when I say yes, it is the social and positive change. So we are not associated with anything that is stigmatizing or anything that is, affecting mankind. So our change is a positive change. Our change is a long-awaited change. Our change is an intrinsic change, a change that comes from our inside. You understand? A positive change, moving, leaving the old things and picking up new things. That's a revolution. It's a change. Where it's a change. Yes.
Wonderfully said. Forgive me. I know you. Forgive me. I should have. This is very beginning, but just seeing you was such a poetry to my eyes. Can I ask you, please, Wempangi, just introduce yourself. Just say your name, the organisation, the High Council, and your role now amongst the people, the Burkina-based people here in Britain, please.
Yes. My name is Wenpanga Compaore. So I am from Burkina Faso. I live in England here for quite a while. So I am the delegate of the High Council of Burkina Faso in the UK. So I lead the community here. I represent the community here. I stand for them. And then I represent the country here. I represent the government here. I represent the administration here. So I work with a team of 16 people. So I have a suppleant, which is Zabda Rama. She's based in London. And I have Zabda Rama and other team of 16. So we are in total 18. I lead them so we can work for the community. We can empower the community. and then we can represent the community like we are doing here, and others as well. So yes, High Council of Burkina Faso, yes, in the UK. So you can have a look at it. It's hcbigb.com. So yes, we're representing the community and the country. Yes, as you know, we don't have an embassy here, and we are the legal representative of the country and the community. Thank you.
Well said, well said. And you said that with such eloquent, I've got to say. I want to thank you for that. So you're the leader of the High Council of the Burkina Faso people here in Britain, and you are the official representative of the country, of Burkina Faso.
Yes, I've been voted in February last year, 2025. So I got all my documentation from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then I've been installed here for a while now, and then to lead the country. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. And one of the reasons for us extending the invitation for you to be here with us today is, of course, to discuss a visit that we're organizing in conjunction with yourself, the visit to Burkina Faso.
Oh.
I am so excited. In fact, what I've got to do, forgive me, people, I've been a bit childish, I know, but I want to do this. Yes.
Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
The land of country. You see, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So excited. We're excited.
Yeah. Yes, we can be acceptable for this. Yeah, this is a good news, and everybody should be excited about it. And then yes, it's normal that you put that sound to represent it.
Absolutely. So we're organizing an official visit to Burkina Faso. Okay. Yes. And of course, we want to encourage as many, particularly of the diaspora, to enjoy with us and visit next year. Okay.
Yes.
And therefore, it will be a visit where we're not going to simply stay in hotels and stay away from the people, but we will be amongst the people. Okay, which is, I believe, an important observation to make for this visit. Okay?
Yes.
And what we want to do on this occasion, Wempanga, is of course talk about the place Burkina Faso. That's what we want to do.
Yes.
Okay. And then we can then give further details about the official visit, the dates, and so on. Okay. But I would just want to talk about the place Burkina Faso. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a confession. That even though I'm reasonably well read, until Captain Ibrahim Traore came into power, I knew relatively little of Burkina Faso. Relatively little. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I suppose I'm just one of tens of millions of us in the same.
Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Okay. So Burkina Faso, the confusion comes from the fact the change of the name. So there are a lot of people that knew the country, but they didn't realize the name have changed. So it was called Upper Volta. So, Volta is one of the bigger rivers in West Africa. So it's a massive river that crosses Burkina Faso. I think it crosses even Niger, cross a bit of Mali, and then it go to Ghana. So the Upper Volta is where Burkina is, and the Lower Volta is where Ghana is. So it ran from Burkina Faso going downstream to Ghana. So our country was called Upper Volta, with reference to the Volta River. And then in 1984, we had a great leader that called Captain Thomas Sankara. Yeah. Thomas Sankara, when he came, he was like, oh no, Upper Volta, this does not reflect anything of our history. This is not even in our language. So people even can't pronounce it. Imagine it's your country and you can't even pronounce the name because, the people were not exposed in French. And then, he decided that, no, to reflect ourselves, to be who we are, we're going back to our initial name, which is like a land of people with integrity. So Burkina is in More and Faso is in Fulani. So it means that Burkina means that integrity, and Faso means land. So it's like a land of people with integrity when you combine them. So we've been renamed that, and we are now a 234 square kilometer. We used to be bigger than that. We used to be bigger than that. Yes. We used to be nearly 600 something kilometers square. But I think we had some in 1932. They suppressed Burkina Faso and they divided it into between countries. They took some of it to Ghana. They took some of the place to Mali and some of the place for Ivory Coast. So that's why Burkina Faso have shrunk and become a smaller country. So as you can you see on the map behind me
Yes,
that
we can.
that's the
Yes.
map of Burkina Faso. So up to the head of up to sorry, yeah, up to here, the land up to here was part of Burkina Faso below here. So but that's now Ghana, you know. So at the
Yes.
back to up there, it was part of Burkina Faso and over there as well, which is now Ivory Coast is was part. So when you join the Burkina, the map was not looking like that, it was bigger. But they find some resistance. They find some resistance when they was trying to make Burkina Faso disappear off the map. So there were warriors who fought for it. There was the Mogo Naba, and there were big other notables that fought for it. They say, no, we are not letting this land go. We existed here way before all of those new countries you've come and created.
Right.
You can't just make us disappear. So that's why they reformed, they recreated Burkina Faso in 1932. And then we lost a couple of land, but we've been reconstructed to what is now called then called Upper Volta. Like you said, Burkina Faso is made of warrior naturally.
Yes.
Our people were been warrior from the kingdom for a long time. So if you go to the east, you find out that we have the how to call it the Gurinsees, who are really, hardworking in the agriculture. And then you go to the north of Burkina Faso, you find some herders, and if you go to the west of Burkina Faso, you find as well a lot of agricultural people. So in the central, it's warriors. In the central, the kingdom central was in warriors in Ouagadougou. So Ouagadougou, the king of Ouagadougou was called, his title is the king of the earth, the king of the universe. His title is, you understand? So his title since ever is like the king of the universe. So for them at that time, and it didn't start now, it started like maybe 600 to 700 years ago. So because at that time he had a massive reach of Africa, he was having a massive reach of the black African countries. You understand? His empire was massive, so that they're thinking that all universe was under his control. So that's why his name is coming from. So it was made of warriors, when I say. So it's worth noting that. You understand? So it's worth noting that those tribes already are tribes that get used to war. It's recently that the word peace started to get introduced in our languages even in long time, you understand? So it was warriors people. So to say, well, since 1960, when we get freedom from the French, so we've been ruled by how to call it, democratic leaders, Maurice Yamweo.
Yes, well, so-called.
Yes, so-called, yeah, so-called. So they introduced us to that, but it wasn't working because the way the country is, so democracy is hard because the country is made of a lot of different tribes, three main tribes there. And then, the unions is really hard because, people tend to vote for the tribe. And at that time, it was early age as well. It was early age. They introduced you to a system that you don't even understand. People even didn't have the knowledge of what it is. And then, you understand? So it was more bias. So Maurice Yambo didn't stay long. So there was a military who come and take him out. So our country were riddled by unrest on the political side. So those unrest is what people can't understand why it's like that, because the people living are warriors, and secondly, seeing the natural geographic location of the country. It's a landlocked country with a bit of Sahara and a bit of desert. It means that if a government make a wrong decisions, people feel the decision on their eating on their plate. So people are not ready to to wait with a bad government for long. So if you're a bad government, you will see people on your route. You see people coming to tell you, no, we don't feel good with you. Let's go, let's move.
That's right.
So
That's right.
that's how we've been until we have Thomas before, and he came with a good ideology. He came with the ideology of emancipation. I don't know. Emancipation is a freedom.
Yes.
Freedom yourself. Free
Absolutely.
yourself from mental slavery. Free yourself from
Yes.
financial slavery, political slavery. So he came to free ourselves. So with his movement, with his revolution, so let's add this again. The revolution we are talking is a change, is a positive change. So with his
Absolutely.
positive change that is installed, the positive change that he installed in the country, people felt like, oh, we felt the change in within 4 years. Schools was built. People had enough food on the table. People were free mentally,
That's right.
and people started
Yes.
to love themselves again. You understand? So
Yes.
even though it wasn't the easy 4 years,
Mhm.
so people enjoy it. And sadly, you understand, when leaders come and power was involved, Thomas Sankara and his best friend went, against each other. And then sadly, Thomas Sankara passed away. And then his best friend came back and took power, Blaise Compaoré. And Blaise Compaoré, when he took power, he tried to conserve his power and blind people with a type of democracy. He say, okay, so he bring back the democracy and say, okay, it's a democratic country, so there is no need to fight for the power. Just go and vote for the power. So, you understand?
Yes.
And people went
Understood.
there, and
Yes.
then it was
Understood.
like a masquerade. This was a small type of democracy,
Yes.
and people was
Yes.
learning about it again. And then he created a lot of deputies, a lot of minister. So there were a lot of role for people to go for. And then he just kept his presidency for 27 years. But
Yes.
during all of that, he didn't do good with the country. But he was not there to develop the country, but to make money. So he left us with a broke country. He left us with a bad army.
And just to be clear, because you're speaking about individual Africans, but um, uh, you, it's important always to include in that narrative the foreign influence, foreign corporations, foreign government influence as to why it was possible for
Yes.
him to stay in power for that length of time and achieve so
Yes. Oh,
little.
yes. There was
Yeah.
foreign influences because Blaise Compaoré was used as the golden boy there, and then to help them do the dirty work in Africa. So Blaise
Yes.
Compaoré was there. He was protected by the multinationals. You understand? He was protected by the West because for 27 years you cannot stay there and then not have the backing of those people. So he
That's right.
sold out the country. He sold out the
Yes,
mine. He
he
sold
did.
out other countries. He even sold out the African Union because
Indeed.
he arrived at a point where he became like a super president in West Africa. He have the money, he have the power. So
Yes.
he destroyed his own military because he was scared of being kicked out by the military. What he did, he created a good military for himself, a small section of army for himself who was protecting him, and the remaining army was left to themselves. They have not enough military
Yes.
gear, they have not enough military training, they even were struggling.
Yes.
So that's how he managed to control the country for 27 years. But
27 years.
unfortunately, when he left, he was already siding with some of the insurgencies, some of the fighters from Mali, fighters from Libya, the fighters from Chad. So because he was, siding with those as well.
Yes.
So when he left us with a broken
And
country.
if I may, and these are very similar people who are causing real problems in Nigeria, the insurgency into Nigeria. They're much the same people. Yes.
Yes, it's much the same people. Yes, it's the same people that is causing insurgency in Nigeria. It's the same people causing it in Chad. It's the same people causing it in Mali. It's the same people causing it in Burkina and in Niger. It's the same
Yes.
people. because the idea,
and forgive me, and to be clear,
yeah.
they're being funded by foreign money. They've got good
Oh yes,
equipment, lots of money. With foreign money.
yes.
It's not from Africa. It is foreign
No, no, no,
money.
no.
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, those people that been funded, as you know, for those struggle that is happening in the West, it is funded. You know, in any struggle, let me bring my charger. In any struggle, we need finance and we need economy, we need power, we need GL and all of those. So they've been funded. They are being funded by foreigners. And then, we've investigation have shown that they have a source of funding. Investigation have shown that the gear come from where the gear come from. So, and nowadays even they are teaching them in manipulating new technology of gears. You understand? So
Yes.
we know that, and some countries openly even are supporting them, saying that
Right.
they are freedom fighters. So you understand? So it's being funded. So,
Yes.
but to make it so quick, so when the country was collapsing and having struggle, that's why we have our captain.
Yes.
Captain Ibrahim
Captain
there. You see
Ibrahim
him, yeah. We have
Traore. Yes.
Captain
Yes. Yes.
Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore didn't come by himself. It's the people who went to tell him to come and save them. People are thinking that the man came by himself to take power. No, the man, Excellency Captain was on the battlefield on site doing work.
Yes.
And
Right.
when people in town feel the need, we went to tell him to come and save us. And then we went to take him out of his barrack and say, no, come and save us here because in town we have a problem. Come out and save us. That's why people thinking that he take power by force. No, he didn't take power. People forced him to take power because they wasn't feeling secure again. Because people knew who's who within the community. People know who will stand for them and who can. And then people going to say, no, among all of you, we don't need any elderly man here. We don't need any. We need this man. Come. And you
Yes.
can go back. The videos are still there. If you go back, you will see that people was leading him by force. People were like, okay, you go into town. You go into town to save us. You understand? It's the people that bring him in. Because they know of his capability. So when we get him there, and then he said, no, when he came, he said, no, if people bring me in, I can't leave them, I can't let them down. So he tried to replicate what Thomas Sankara was doing. He inspired himself of Thomas Sankara, and then he brings freedom for people. He's bringing success. He's bringing love. He's bringing true leadership, and he's empowering our people. He's re-empowering our people. So that's where what is happening. So
Thank you.
we get our savior, somebody who come to save us. We get somebody who come to stand in front of. We get somebody who's ready to put his neck on the line for a true freedom, for a true emancipation. And that person is here giving you the means to do it. That person is here opening the opportunity for you and me and for the whole black race. So that's where the reasoning of we need to go and support him coming from. So if you have somebody who's there to bring good change for you, somebody who's there to bring positivity to you, somebody who's there to bring emancipation to you, and then we are sitting and waiting. So we need to join that person. We need to go even to learn what spirit behind that rising, what rising
Absolutely.
spirit is behind that
Yes.
country. Why this 234 kilometers square?
Yes.
So it's bothering the world today. What is making? Where the noise coming from? Is it a
Okay. Let me
positive
ask a
noise or
question.
is this a wrong thing?
Okay, it's all
Yes.
right. It's okay. We're there now. We're there now. You're getting into that role. I can hear your energy rising. Okay. Let me now. That spirit is rising in you. Let me ask just a question or two here. Because we want to encourage, of course, our purpose of this dialogue is to encourage the 300 or so million members of the African diaspora to come visit Burkina Faso. Okay, so but they have questions. They have questions. Okay, and maybe I might just put a few questions for you.
Okay.
So I know, and you know, that Burkina Faso offers something deeper than a simple holiday destination. it provides an
Yes.
opportunity to reconnect with African civilization, culture,
Yes.
and identity in an
Yes.
authentic environment. For members of the
Yes.
diaspora like me seeking a meaningful relationship with the continent, Burkina
Yes.
Faso represents an opportunity to experience Africa through the eyes of
Yes.
Africans rather through
Yes.
the eyes of foreign lens. Okay.
Yes.
Is that would you agree with that? My initial observation. Would you agree with that observation?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is like you said it. This is
Mm-hmm.
not a tourism. This is a community empowerment. This is
Mm-hmm.
a black race. This is the opportunity to empower oneself again. So the
Mm-hmm.
difference with this one is that, like you say, you're going to rekindle yourself. Burkina Faso is one of the very old country in the West Africa.
Yes,
One
it
of
is.
the
Yes.
very oldest, where you can go to see some older civilization. So going to Burkina Faso is rekindling yourself with those civilizations. At first, it's
Mm-hmm.
rekindling
Mm-hmm.
yourself with our past. So going to Burkina
Mm-hmm.
Faso is an opportunity not only to visit touristic sites, but to commit yourself with the locals one. Yes, and
Yes.
to know the country. Because, like we said, you will be paired, everybody will be paired with a local. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you are interested in agriculture, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
paired with a farmer in Burkina Faso, and you will go to see his land, you will go to see his farmer, you will learn about his
Wow.
farming with him, you will take
Wow.
information from that. You understand? And
Yes.
make a
Mm-hmm.
decision
Yes.
later. If you are interested in business, you'll be paired
Mm-hmm.
with somebody who's have a successful business in Burkina Faso for you to learn what is happening there, for what is the
Yes.
opportunity of business that are there. So if you're interested in social or education, you'll be paired
Mm-hmm.
with a teacher or somebody in the social side, and you will learn and see what you bring. What you know, so this is
Yes.
a chance for you to go and test the weather. This is a chance for you
Uh-huh.
to go and feel the change yourself. And then once you
Yes.
come back now, you'll be sitting and say, okay, fine. I have experience in this. I have experience in that, meet that. So if I have to go back to Africa, I know what I'm going to do. I know where I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to invest. I've told you example of people who went last time and then they left, they stay there because they found opportunities to invest in some of the specific talent that they have here, and it is
Mm-hmm.
working now. The person have like he's still here, he still have his business there, and then he is empowering Africa. He is
Okay.
having a portion of Africa so far. Yes, and in
Uh-huh.
20 years, in 50 years, he will leave that to his children. Land is
Mm-hmm.
changing. Land opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
land prices are changing. But this is our chance. Ibrahim have taken the
Yes.
land out of those multinational and saying, come and get it. Come and get it. Come and get your citizenship. You understand? So you get
Can I just ask you
citizenship.
just to pause there, because there's a lot of information there. In other words,
Yes.
the president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, is creating the conditions that encourages the African diaspora to come visit, both for
Yes.
leisure, to invest, to start up a business. Okay. Look. If you're single, you may find husbands, or for wives, to become a
Yes.
part of the people. Yes. Okay. Um,
Yes.
it, 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 it is
Integrated.
for me. It is so unusual to hear this overture to the
Yes.
African diaspora. Why I'm overwhelmed by the opportunity. Okay, and I
Yes.
just want to extend through you and a great appreciation to the visionary zeal of
Yeah.
the President Ibrahim Traore. I want to just
Thank
compliment
you.
you. Compliment you. Come here.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
Oh, he's happy as well. So and we've learned from past mistakes. You understand? We've learned
hmm
from past mistakes done in Ethiopia, for example. We learned from
yes.
past mistakes done from in Ghana, for example, where people were called back to come and support the change, but
hmm
necessary precaution wasn't put in place to help them integrate easily. But
Right.
at this time, so the captain have learned from that, and then he's saying that anybody who come within this time, have citizenship, you get right, your document will be
Ooh.
sorted. Yes, you get your
Oh,
citizen, you can
wow.
just go and you apply for it.
Cap-
So
Oh, right. And how long would it take to gain citizenship?
oh no, when you go, you apply. There is
Mm.
the first stage when you apply that give you the permanent residencies. What does it mean? So it give you the allow you to come anytime, go anytime. You
Oh,
don't have any need for visa again. It's not
uh-huh.
anytime. And with that, I think after 2 or 3 years, if you really regularly coming back, you go and
Yes.
just apply for the citizenship. But they're
Oh,
asking
wow.
you that not just get it and then just disappear, but make sure you're
No,
coming back. Why don't this
absolutely.
farm find a small plot of land in a small village and then
Yes.
make it yours? Build a small house there or do a small business there. That nowadays there is technology. You can watch your business from Europe here. You on your mobile
Yes.
phone with any business you're doing now in Africa.
You
You
can.
know,
You can.
technology, there are cameras you can put to monitor your business. There are a lot of infrastructure you can put. So yes, the
Oh.
opportunity to have that permanent residency that is there, the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity that you can feel the lands that are
Mm-hmm.
existing there and see, you will discover different villages and towns
Mm-hmm.
and see,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I like this town, or the weather here is
Yes.
nicer for me. And then you can say, okay, fine, if I'm coming, I know where I'm going. You understand?
Yes.
So, and you will
Wonderful.
get connection. They say knowing somebody is better than knowing the town. So if you
Absolutely.
go there and
Yes.
then you know people, it's
Mm-hmm.
already a massive connection. It already opening your eyes. You know, that's where now you can find ways to reinvest yourself in Africa. You're
Wonderful.
gonna feel it, you understand? You're gonna observe it. And it's the right time because the change that Captain is putting, no corruption,
No corruption.
no corruption, no. Everybody is
Oh,
treated
hold on. I've got to do
equally.
this. I'm sorry. I've got to do this. No corruption.
Yeah.
No corruption. Yeah?
No
No
corruption,
corruption.
no corruption,
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
is getting,
Yes.
equally,
Yes.
And then that's where you
Mm-hmm.
you want to go where there is no corruption, where that you are
Yes.
treated fairly, where you've
Yes.
been empowered, and what is happening
Yes.
is producing locally is like
Mm-hmm.
producing locally. So to nowadays,
Yes.
whatever even you can do. What is it? You can create anything nowadays. You can manufacture anything nowadays in Burkina
Mm-hmm.
Faso. You are sorted.
Yes.
Yes, and
Mm.
because that's what we do. We empowering people. You can do garment, anything technology you can bring back.
It's all there.
And
It's all
technology
there.
is empowering. Is being built as well. Roads are
They
being
are.
built.
Mm-hmm.
Electricity is being produced.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Health wise is being sorted. There are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that is being happening now. So that the conditions are being put in place for
To
us now to come
to
and take
let me
over.
let me now just move forward and thank you because you now set the scene. You set the scene. The doors are open. The people are welcoming. There is minimal or no corruption because it is considered to be against the national interest. And those who are found to be corrupt, I know the captain
Yes,
and the government will move against them with great force. So we
yeah,
understand. We understand. But look, amongst many of us here in the diaspora, the concept of Pan-Africanism is quite large. Okay, notwithstanding your description, because the country, Burkina Faso, has become a focal point for modern Pan-African discussion under the leadership, of course, of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Burkina Faso has attracted attention from Africans worldwide or interested in sovereignty, self determination,
mhm,
economic independence, and
yeah,
African led independence. Many diaspora like me view the nation as a living laboratory of contemporary Pan African ideas, okay, where we can truly develop those Pan Africanist ideas. For example, let me put this to you and be direct to you, okay. Am I true? Am I correct in reading that the countries of the Sahel countries, and that's of course Burkina Faso, Niger, and Niger, and the last one, the countries of three countries of
Mali.
Sahel, Mali, forgive me, thank you,
Yeah.
of the three countries of Sahel are now seeking to have joint military force and greater economic integration with the eventual, so they have free movement of people within those countries. So they really are coming together as one. Is that right? Is that the trajectory, the direction that the three countries
Yes.
are moving toward? Please explain.
Yes, yes. The three countries are moving toward a joint military, freedom of movements of people and
Mm-hmm.
goods. So I
Mm-hmm.
would say the freedom of movement of people and goods were more established within the Sahel countries, states.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now it's the joint military that they're trying to enforce more.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
the
Good.
idea is what? Is that because they're suffering from the same pain.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
insurgency.
Yes.
So there have to be a collective way of collective approach to the situation. So meaning that that's economically viable and strategically
Yes.
viable. You understand? So that's where they've put in place those joint command, those joint military that allow them to move between borders. Let's be
Yes.
true. Those are three different states with
Mm-hmm.
three different regulations before the AES countries come in.
Right. Right.
So
Yes.
freedom of migration for people were there, but freedom of migration for military were not there. So military, there were still rules where they can't move from this border to the
But
other
but
border. So they
but they've
were,
now come together.
you know,
They're now a joint
they've now
command
come
for all
together.
three
They
countries.
have the
Mm-hmm.
same uniform. They
Mm-hmm.
have the same uniform. They have the
Mm-hmm.
same command center, control
Mm-hmm.
centers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. They strategize together. They plan
Good.
together. You
Good.
know, so
Good.
so
Good.
they
Good.
they recruit the same amount of people. They recruit people now. They say, okay, when the recruitment is done, so you can get people. You can be from Mali and go for the recruitment in Burkina Faso. And so they
Yes.
recruit together. So it's a way of joining forces, joining
Perfect.
talent,
Perfect.
and reducing bureaucracy. You understand?
Right.
And you understand, that's what have led them to do that. And it
Can
was
I? Can I?
something that necessary.
It was absolutely necessary, and of course, the recent attempt by insurgency to take over parts of Niger failed because the other two countries came and with a joint military and was able to repel those insurgency in Niger. So that was a sign of strength, true African strength.
That
Can I just ask
that's
you?
right.
I'm just conscious of your time, so I did want to ask you about the currency developing, the progress towards a joint currency. Can you just elaborate on what efforts have been made to create that joint currency between those three countries?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh, the currency is the mass. Everybody is waiting for it. The youth is waiting
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
But currency is something that you need to prepare yourself to.
Yes.
If you rush and jump into currency, you understand that those people, they can manipulate you like they did in Zimbabwe,
Yes.
where your currency
Yes.
can become like
Yes.
deflated or inflated. I don't know what they do, but so yes, so
Yes.
they're taking their time, and then
Mm-hmm.
there are rumors coming because you can read those as well, with the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they're increasing the gold reserves.
Mm-hmm.
So increasing our gold reserve is a synonym or a sign of a currency in the making.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
yes, those currency will come. I see ourselves having a currency within 2 years. I don't think
2 years.
within I see a new currency. Yeah, that's what I smell the new currency on the way. And within 2 years, but I would say about maximum 2 years. 2030. That I think by 30 is a very good milestone for the new currency going into the the new destiny. Yes,
Powerful,
that
powerful.
current, yes,
That would be very,
power
very
to the
powerful.
people.
Power to the people. Another
Yes,
question I want to put to you then, again, question that you always put to me, that is the access to electricity. Now, I
yes,
understand that the country is, with the Sahel countries are on a major campaign to
yes,
increase the electricity generation supply. Okay,
yes.
can you describe to us what describe the effort to ensure access to reliable electricity?
The access to reliable electricity is
Hmm.
a continuous improvement.
Yes. Hmm.
However, the improvement that the captain is doing now is major. The improvement that is being happening, so the change that is happening now is major. New power plants are being built. New decentralized distribution. So that's what we call it,
Right.
distributed generation. The captain tell it,
Yes.
we have to invest in distributed generation. So
Like
the
solar
man is a
panels and so
scientist.
on. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, but not
Hmm.
only solar panel. Yeah,
Hmm.
distributed generation means that we don't centralize generation again. So
Hmm.
before the prior government tried to centralize distributions, meaning what?
Hmm.
So they try to have like a massive big generator here sitting on this town and producing for the whole country. Or they try to have like you understand. So what he did was like, okay, we're going to do a distributed generation system. So meaning that small villages, small towns, you can have your own generation system there. It could
Right.
be fuel cells, you understand?
Hmm.
But
Yes.
make
Yes.
sure that that is connected to the grid, so
Right.
it's distributed all over. So
Right.
let me see whether I have a video that they sent me regarding a new solar power being built in Burkina Faso. They never seen before. We've never seen something of this scale.
Okay.
We've never
If
seen
you
of
send
this
it
scale.
to us, if you send
Yeah,
it
I
to
will
us,
send it to you.
and the recorded, the re-edited version of this interview, this dialogue, will
Yeah.
include that video. So don't you worry, we'll include
Yes,
it.
I will send you that
But
video. No, it's to
thank
show
you.
you how massive he's investing. So he's
Hmm.
investing in renewable energy. He's invested in fuel
Hmm.
generators. He is investing in they talk about it. Uh, uh, how to call it, the fusion that is coming, fusion
Oh
energy.
yes, nuclear
Yeah,
fusion. Yes,
yeah,
nuclear
fusion
power.
energy. He's
Nuclear
yeah,
power.
power. So
Yes.
he's investing in those kind of technology that is coming. People are being trained. New relations are being built between China, between Turkey, between Russia, and then
Hmm.
to get us, because energy is at the top of everything. And what he said was
Absolutely.
that okay, companies that are coming now, you
Hmm.
understand? So you have the right to have your own private generation system
Okay.
within
Right.
yourself. You understand? If it's gonna be enough for you, yes, that's what they try to do. But yes,
Thank you.
it is
Okay.
improving. I will send you the videos
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
how to call it being built, or what is it called? A central being built,
Okay,
central
I look
station
forward to
being
that.
built.
Can I just take you forward to that case? And in fact, there's a question in the chat, and I think I know the answer, but I'll ask it anyway. And let's see
Yeah,
who's asking this question. This is if I can put this one on the screen.
yes.
There we go. Um, there we go. A question's asked, what type of power plant, coal or nuclear? Oh, that's an interesting one. Are you relying upon
Oh, but no,
coal
no, we don't
or
have
nuclear?
coal power plants here, but we have more coal-fired gas. You understand?
Hmm.
We have coal-fired gas power now,
Ah,
but coal power, no, 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 we don't have
okay.
coal power. Nuclears, I know that they're talking of the modular ones, but they're
Hmm.
talking of
Modular,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, they talk of modular ones that will be installed, where the technology transfer of technology between those countries and Burkina Faso is happening. Students, I know that students have been sent.
Right.
Students have been
Yes.
sent to
Hmm.
those countries to study, and then it's preparing them. Yes, I know that we are jumping straight to nuclear. I know for a fact that that is going to happen. So when they say
Brilliant.
nuclear, it's not like only the bigger nuclear reactors we are having now, because that
So
takes
small,
technology. That is not
small
something that
nuclear.
you build in 2 years or so. That takes technology. But modulars, I know that yes, there is a
That's the
very good
future.
interest here in
Another question
modulars.
for you. Another question for you that is a regular one that comes to me is access to the internet. How reliable is internet access in Burkina Faso, indeed in the Sahel countries, the three Sahel countries?
But access to internet is becoming, the network is widening. The network is widening. It's taking time, but the taking is time. But the problem that we faced recently, where the destruction of those towers in the north,
Okay.
of the country where the insurgency were, there is a lot of towers being destructed there. But when you are in the central, when you are Ouagadougou, I've never
Yes.
been anywhere where I don't have connection.
Oh,
No.
good.
You might have
Good.
lack of connection there and there, you understand, but anywhere there is connection for when it comes to internet. And
Okay.
we are at the age where it's the Wi-Fi's now. People are buying a lot of Wi-Fi's, having them at home. And they
Yes.
have some even that are modular where you can move them. So it is the internet is becoming, yes.
So,
It's one of the reasons Africa is changing.
yes,
Internet
it
is
is.
one of the reasons that is bringing those change because of TikTok, because of all of those multinationals. I won't list their name, but they're all there nowadays. So internet
Okay.
is there. Yes.
Okay. So this question that I'd put to you is about growing destination for Pan-Africanist thinkers. So my next question, setting aside the economic side, the social side, is really to focus on the many peoples that make up Burkina Faso. You mentioned you speak Maori. Yep. Okay, but that I
Yes,
understand.
more there.
Yeah, but I understand, of course, there are many people both in Mali and Niger. Okay,
Yes.
the traditional leaders, do they also support the political leaders in this greater integration of those three countries into one? Do the traditional leaders support you?
Oh, yes. It's even what they wanted initially. Because the
Ah,
traditional leader have felt that they came and divide the people. So let's take the
mm-hmm.
border of Burkina and Niger. It's the same people. You go this side,
Mm.
it's the same people. You go on the other side, it's the
Yes,
same people. So the
yes.
traditional leaders, they feel like, oh yeah, this is what we want. That's
Mm.
we are uh, restituting our country the way it was before. Because for
Mm-hmm.
them they can't see borders. The borders in Africa are imaginary. It's not real. It's not
Yes.
like a real fence or something. No, they're imaginary. So the people were the same people on the left side or on the right. So
Mm-hmm.
the traditional leaders, they're even happier now that they're
Okay.
seeing the reconstitution of Africa, to its former colonial
Yes.
borders. People
Yes.
used to have kingdoms, but
Yes.
those
Yes.
kingdoms were merged together. The borders were not like we have now. It was
Mm-hmm.
the same people until they come and just divide. Oh,
Yes.
there is the same people. Right is the same people. It's just in the middle they put a border, a wall, or
Good.
a fence to divide you. Yeah.
So the traditional leaders don't complete support, and thank you for that sort of
Oh,
context
and
again.
they're so
Mm-hmm.
happy. I will tell you one of the things. The traditional leaders, they're happy to see our Afro descendants coming. So when
Mm-hmm.
you go to with Afro, we went to the Afro descendant last year with you see the people. They're so happy. They're so welcoming. They'll be like,
Yes.
oh, they want to hear about what happened there. You understand? It's like, oh, it's
Yes.
welcoming back home. Tell us
Yes.
how it was, even though
Mm-hmm.
it's most likely a year or two. Tell us how it was, and then
Mm-hmm.
we are happy that you are coming back again to put your hands on. You understand? For the development. So yeah, the traditional leader are the real Pan African. The traditional
Okay.
leaders are
Oh,
those who really want the Pan Africanism to happen.
that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yes,
Let me ask another question because it's again these are all the feedback I've been receiving in these
yes.
past few days. So from our perspective here in the diaspora, that Burkina Faso remains one of Africa's unexplored investment opportunities. We know a lot about Ghana, but not about Burkina Faso. Opportunities exist, I believe, in agriculture, mining, support services,
Yes,
renewable energy, housing, education, tourism,
definitely.
information technology, I've mentioned just now, manufacturing. Now,
Yes,
we believe that early investors often benefit from entry market before they become saturated and become highly competitive. So, are those sectors I've mentioned, agriculture, mining support, renewable
yes,
energy, housing, education, tourism, information technology, manufacturing sectors that the captain, the president want to see us from diaspora
yes.
make real investment in order to contribute to the economic development of both Burkina Faso and the two other Sahel countries. Are we right in that assumption?
Yes. Oh, this is the right time for all those opportunity.
Mm,
Yes,
mhm,
opportunity of you understand owning land,
mhm,
opportunity of investing in
mhm,
any industry. Nowadays,
mhm.
uh, we are promoting our locally produced products, and
Brilliant.
nowadays the
Yes.
captain promoting uh, manufacturing, locally manufacturing, transformations of our raw minerals into
Yes.
into first products before taking them out of the country. So
Mm,
in anything, land is the right time because multinationals have lost those lands. Multinationals who came and get those lands
yes.
through corruption have lost those thousands and thousands of acres that they're taking them out. And
Good.
they want people to come and occupy them. They want people to come and get them and farm,
I'm
bring in
coming.
product.
I'm coming. I'm
Yes,
coming.
and farm, yes, and farm. Yes, sir. In mining
Yes.
sectors is at the
Yes.
early, it's the gold boom. You know what is it called? The gold rush. It's the gold
Yes. Yes.
rush in the West Africa. Lots of people are forgetting. It's the gold rush
Mm,
in Africa now. It's the right time for a small mine in Africa. You get a lot of a return of investment than
yes.
even in America or anywhere. You understand because it's still there, and you understand. So education. It's the right time to come and build a new college. You understand the state of art,
Oh, I've got a
technology.
question. I've got a question from that from another one of our live listeners,
Yes.
and the question, if I can find it, about education. In fact, let me see if I can put it on the screen. There you go. There you are. In terms of education, is it free for the people, and if yet, to what age is education free? In other words, at the point of view, do you
Oh
pay for
yes,
it through
yeah.
your
Education
taxes?
is free. Yeah, education is free
Okay.
now. The captain when he
Hmm.
came, education is free up to university. So at
Oh,
university now,
okay.
yeah, education is free up to university. At university, so some
Hmm.
of the private university you need to pay, but
Hmm.
you can have but you understand, like a student loan, depending of your family background, to
Hmm.
finish your study and start paying. Yes,
Uh-huh.
education has become free, and then healthcare has become free for children as well.
Okay, right.
You know,
So
education is
healthcare
free.
is
Yes,
free. It's free. It's paid
for
for through your taxes. Through taxes.
yes, well, education
Wow.
is free for up to university.
Mhm.
Healthcare is free for children up to 13, and pregnant women as well.
Wow. I'm very impressed. That I didn't realize. I didn't realize. Can I just ask you
Yes,
about young people? Let's talk about young people for the moment, okay? And this
yes,
is an important one. Now, more than half of the population is under 25. I understand. Now,
I-
so
I-
this
yes.
youthful demographic creates opportunities for entrepreneurs, educators, for investors. Now, for diaspora professionals can contribute, I believe, their skills, create jobs for these young people, and participate in building institutions that really does support future economic growth. Is that
Mhm.
a reasonable assessment of the advantage of the country having such a young population?
Oh yes, it is. I think yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is a very reasonable approach to see it
Mm-hmm.
this way.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is that the majority are young now. And where
Mm-hmm.
do you see youth? you see future. Where you see
Okay.
youth, you see manpower if they get the
Yes.
proper education. So where you
Yes.
see youth, you see ambition. Where you see youth, you see prosperity. All of those
Yes.
goes with youth. So, but
Mm-hmm.
now the question is, are you ready to give those kids? Are you ready to contribute with the education? Are you ready to contribute with the empowerment so
Yes.
that they will be able to follow our footsteps, to follow the captain's footsteps? Because
Uh-huh.
let's look at the captain. He's young as well. He
The
didn't.
youngest head of state in the world, I believe, is the youngest
Yes, you
head of
see,
state in the world.
it hasn't been easy for him to get to the education that is allowing him to make a wise decision right now. So those kind of education, it's not only the education at school we are talking about. It's not about the diplomas. It's not about the qualification. It's the education within the mind, the personality,
Mm.
the education, the freedom from your mind. You understand? The mindset.
Yes.
Are you geared? Are you gearing those youngsters with the confidence that they can do it? Are you
Yes.
gearing those youngsters with the passion to do better?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you getting them with the confusion? That's where the problem. So if you don't pay attention and put the right filter here, you understand, we can gear our youngster with a type of confusion that would lead to deprivation, or we can gear them with the right knowledge that will empower them and make them the future Pan-Africanist leaders
Mm-hmm.
who are going
Mm-hmm.
to drive us from where we are, to the golden stage we are aiming to.
Absolutely. We understand
Yeah.
you, and
So
we want to encourage teachers, those who are involved in education, to come visit and join with us in this visit
yes,
to Burkina Faso. And I'm going to return to that
yes,
maybe another time because that's such an important one. But I just wanted to take us on to the other issue that regularly comes up and I'm challenged on, and that is the cost of living in Burkina Faso. Now, compared with many Western countries, the cost of housing, food, domestic assistance, and business operations can be significantly lower, we understand, in Burkina Faso. And this enables the diaspora families and retirees, I might say, to enjoy a higher quality of life and while maintaining greater financial flexibility and investment capacity. Would that be a fair assessment of why it is a reasonable step, a logical step, a sensible step to move to Burkina Faso? Because
oh
the
yes,
cost of living is much lower than would otherwise experience here in Britain, Europe, even the Caribbean, and most certainly the United States of America. Would that
yes.
be
Oh, the cost of
correct to
living,
say?
yeah, the cost of living there is really, really low compared to a lot of
Aha,
countries, and it's just going lower. So, in
aha.
terms of price for food, price for
Mm-hmm,
a lot of things are going down because of
mm-hmm,
the new system put in place to locally produce and consume locally. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, beside that, even price of living in Burkina Faso is really, really, really low, really, really low. So if as a retired person, if you
Mm.
go in there with like an English, retire from England, there you go to Burkina Faso, or you'll be living like a
Yes.
king. And
Oh,
not
I need to
only
do that.
that, yes, yeah, you will have the whole respect, and you will
Yes.
have community around you. You will have
Yes.
people and family around you. You understand? So,
Uh-huh.
uh, cost of living really acceptable and affordable.
Mhm.
But up on the side, we talk of £5 a day for just visiting, but you can even reduce that to a bare minimum if you are living there. Once you have your home there, you have your family around you, cost of living gonna go down. It's very cheap,
Yep. Now,
and
in
let's
other words,
remind you that organic as well.
It's okay. So, in other words, our money will go much further in Burkina Faso than it would here in London, in Britain. That's for certain. Like,
Oh,
gosh,
sure, tenfold. I would say
yes,
tenfold.
yes, yes. I
Yeah,
know.
tenfold for sure.
I bought a mango the other day, and it
Yeah,
cost me £1.80. Now, if you translate
for
that,
one mango.
that's like that's an incredible amount of money
Oh,
in CFA francs.
that's
I
a
know.
big bag of mango.
Yeah,
That's big.
it was only one.
You
It was
might
just
not.
one mango.
Yeah, you will not.
It was just
You might
one.
not even buy mango. If you have a plot of land where you have your own mango at the back, you understand?
Oh,
You get it.
oh,
Yeah, you get your own mango, your own orange
oh.
trees, and all of those at the back. You follow your
Okay,
season, and then
okay.
you have your fruit at home. That's
Oh,
even
uh,
sweeter.
thank you. More of that will
Yeah.
come later. Let me just talk about a safe environment to raise cultural awareness in children. Let me just say this. This is again another
Yeah.
piece of narrative I'm receiving from the diaspora. For families seeking to expose their children to African history, language, values, and traditions, Burkina Faso offers an immersive cultural environment. Children can grow up with a stronger sense of African identity while
Yes.
still benefiting from expanding educational and technological opportunities. Oh, my dear, if my children were babies now, I know I would be in Burkina Faso right now. Because that is a truism which I recognize. And this is the sense that I'm getting from the diaspora. They recognize that for us, you offer an immersive cultural environment. Children can grow up with a stronger sense of African identity while benefiting from expanding educational and technological opportunities.
Oh
Powerful.
yes.
Please, yes. Mhm,
Oh yes, definitely yes. It is.
mhm,
It is. It is the right place for that. To benefit from
mhm,
yes, extensive African culture, extensive African tradition, extensive
mhm,
African pride. You understand? With
mhm,
the education of modern days, yes, you can get both. We have modern
mhm,
day schools. We have state
mhm,
of art universities as well, and then
mhm,
recently, with the collaboration with different countries, such as China, Turkey, Japan, we have state of
mhm,
art materials that is coming in. So,
mhm.
one of the biggest labs, a scientific lab, is being built in Burkina Faso now with the
Look at
intervention
that.
of the captain, you understand, because he came and found that on the whole West Africa, there is not that scientific labs that will allow
Mhm,
all the African, including Nigeria, to do the study. We have to go to South
mhm,
Africa and all of those, Egypt,
mhm,
to do it. So he's building that
mhm,
massive lab that is going to help us a lot. So, in terms
mhm,
of education, yes, education is still to the purest there. If if you understand, if you love to really empower your kids with Burkina Faso culture, with African pride, yes, it is worth visiting, and it is worth giving them the chance as well to pass time there, educating themselves, even for a short period of time, because it's good realization process. So I bring my daughter. So I think the last time she was there, she didn't want to come back really. To be true, she was
I'm
like,
sure
"Oh
she
no,
didn't.
this." Yeah, people were like, "It's too hot. It's too hot." No, 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 no. She was just enjoying it, just enjoying
Yes.
the freedom to be with other kids, the freedom to
Yes.
be able to just roam around with kids without being scared. And
Okay.
let me tell you,
Oh,
education
yes.
there is still like the
Yes.
kid does not belong to one family. The kid
Yes.
belongs to the whole village.
Oh, village.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I can assure you that you understand. So what the kids are not supposed to be done at home, they won't be doing it on the street because you are not around. Because
Uh-huh.
the neighbor will be watching them, the
The
family
whole
will be watching
neighborhood.
them, the village
Yes.
will be watching them. So yes, this is the type of education that we African need as well. Again, so that's what is missing for us in the Western
Okay.
world. where our kids are only we are the only one educating them, and then some of the time we miss we miss the bus, or we miss the way of doing it. So yes, we still need communal
Okay.
education. Yeah.
I've got a question here from another live watcher here. I put it on the screen, and you can see it.
Yes.
Here's a question from a viewer right now, and it says, "Is there a program? Is there a program for qualified teachers to teach in Burkina Faso?" And he says, "I am a qualified teacher in the UK with 25
Yes.
years experience." How do you respond to such a person who's a qualified teacher?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is program for teachers to get involved. So on the short period of time or in the long period of time. So if it's during your short period of visit that you would like to get involved in universities or college or primary school to share your challenge, to share your knowledge, yes, there are. So, or if you are trying to go for the long term as well, there are opportunities that are there.
Brilliant.
You understand?
Brilliant.
They need to have a peace crop or something that they will come in to educate people. And they've been stopped now. They were American. So they need people to replace that. The peace crop that was arrested but was stopped in Burkina Faso because they was getting involved of spying. So all those were like external, westernal people that was coming to those university and college to help and start, support the kids.
Brilliant.
So there are lots of programs. There are a lot of programs on the public side or on the private side. So if you go to do a private side, so I'll tell you an example with a friend that we went to Burkina once together. He arrived there and he get a contract to teach English at American school, and then the person he didn't come back.
Oh, he didn't come back.
No, he didn't come back. No, he didn't come back. No.
Yes,
He went there for the visit and then he just stayed. He just stayed. He just, there are opportunities.
That's fine. We'll
Yeah.
encourage that person to join with us in the official visit to Burkina Faso. More details will follow in a moment.
And let us know early,
yes,
so we can start to pull the string and show them the way to do it. So if they want to stay longer or short period, we can get them.
We'll do so. I just want to get through these questions because these are the questions that the diaspora are putting to me. Okay, now here's another one for you, and this woman was pretty. She did some of her research, and this is this. She says this: Burkina Faso is widely recognized as one of West Africa's cultural powerhouses. Traditional music, dance, craft, storytelling, and festivals remain a vibrant part of everyday life. The country has long hosted the important African cultural event that is renowned for preserving indigenous and artistic traditions. Now, to understand, is it you have a annual film festival? Is that right? Is that what she's referring to?
Yes, we have the annual African Film Festival. It's called FESPACO. It's Pan-African Festival of Cinemas. Meaning is like that, Pan-African, So FESPACO was there before, our film festival were there before Nollywood. It was there before any other film festival in Africa. So it's the oldest and then the film festival where local films or African films get projected and promoted, and then how to call given prizes or something like during the festival. So the festival will group thousands and thousands of people from all over the world to come to expose the movie and watch, and then you understand, benefit from the art in Burkina Faso and music, music at the same time. So yes, in parallel of that festival, we have like a small festival around towns as well, around the country as well during that time, where you can discover a specific culture. So, for example, if you go to Zorgo, we can discover more about the Moses. If you go to Bobo Dioulasso, we would learn about the Bambara and the Dozos at that time. So yes, we remain very, very cultural. And then I think it's 15th of May. Yeah, we should look at the videos of 15th of May in Burkina Faso, the celebration of the Culture Day.
15th of May. Oh, right. Do you have information you can share with us, and we'll distribute
Yes,
that
I
to our
can. Yes,
audience?
yes, I
Good,
will
good,
share
good.
those information. I might put those information on the site as well for people who want to go and have a look.
Perfect.
Oh yes, we are
Let's
culturally vibrant.
let us now talk about the trip, okay? And what I might do just before you begin, let me just do this, and this will sort of set the scene for the trip itself. And I believe this will help others to fully appreciate what we're discussing here today.
Discover Burkina Faso, the place of the rising spirit. The calling has gone out. Go to website address Let's Discover Burkina.com. Let's Discover Burkina.com. You are invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March 2027. We are a holiday destination. Many investment opportunities. We are family friendly. A great place just to relax.
I'll pause there just for a moment on that part of the video. So that sets the scene. So that's the date. That's the website. Let's discover Burkina.com. Okay. Now let's just talk about the website, Wampanga. Just tell us about the website and why, although I believe you have described, but why the audience should come. And is this an official visit? Go ahead.
Hello, yes, thank you very much. Audience, like you see, the website is letsdiscoverburkina.com. So, and then it is about discovering the rising spirit of Burkina Faso. The rising spirit is what? Is what is empowering the Burkina people now, is what is empowering the capital now to take those directions. It's what is fueling those Burkina Faso leadership and what is fueling Burkina Faso now to take those paths that is the world is looking. So to discover that, you have to be on that land. It's good to learn why those people are being so vibrant and why on those lands we have people like Thomas Sankara and why we have people like Ibrahim Traore on those lands. And there are many more that haven't been known. So if you go there, you will discover them and what is behind it. Is it the food? Is it the ideology? Is it the land? What is in there? So, or is it the spirit? So yeah, but I tell you, there is a rising spirit there as well. So that's what we want you to come and discover. On top of that is come and leave the revolution. So I always add now that revolution we are talking about is the
Social
positive
change.
change.
Social change.
It
Yes.
is the positive change. It's nothing to do about the revolution. We don't have that revolution in our vocabulary. Our revolution is a positive change. Come and see the positive change on your own eyes. Come and experience it. And thirdly, is come and take the opportunity that is being created. Because in age with change, we leave the old thing and we pick up the new things.
Yes.
So that's what I'm inviting you. Come, leave the old thing, leave the old thing, leave the old way of life, of going to those state-of-art country to visit, of going, no, leave that and come where there is opportunity happening currently. Because in 50 years, those who are going to come with us on this trip, so in 50 years, if they're still here or the kids are there, they will be saying that, oh, I give thanks that he went there because of the change, So when we're doing this, the same thing in Ghana, like 25 years in Cocobrite, to visit Cocobrite, people were like, this is not nice. And go now to Cocobrite, you cannot even have a plot of land for less than 20,000 pounds.
That's right. Yes.
You cannot.
Yes.
At that time, land was nearly as free. You can, even if you go to talk to somebody nicely, even they give you land. This is the right time to come and invest. This is the right time to go and see the opportunities. It's not a touristic visit, this. I've told you, this is the community empowerment.
Absolutely,
We are going to link communities together. We're going to link people together for people to go and test the water and see, hey, I'll get paired with agriculture. I get paired with a farmer, I get paired with a miner, I get paired with a businessman from Burkina Faso, where I can even exchange after the visit, and then to see what I can invest in it. You understand? This is an opportunity. You understand?
Can I just
Mainly,
ask you
come on,
now?
this is
So
yes.
what do to do then? So they can go to the website, let's discover Burkina.com. There's a section devoted to responding to questions. I've asked you to respond to some of the questions that have been posed to me, but many questions are on that website and are responded to, so it's clear. But at this initial point, what you're simply asking for is for people to register their interest. Is that right?
Yes, we have the section register interest there. So we've shown you the pricing, the breakdown, and where we are visiting. But now we want you to show us interest. To go to register, go to show your interest of getting part of it, so we can have how many numbers are coming, so we can prepare it even more. We can make it even nicer for you.
Absolutely.
So I know that there is initial talk that a lot of musicians want to follow us even to go, you understand, for reggae music. So we spoke with Luton Fire, who's happy to join us. We spoke with Kenyatta. We spoke with Andrew. And our initial talk is there to bring all of those that we will perform during that festival. And then we will have people like Tikenja during the festival that will perform as well. And this is opportunity for us to discover. If our numbers are high, I can assure you that we're going to meet the highest leadership in the country. If the numbers is high, yes, that's for sure. Yeah. For less than 100, even people have had the opportunity to meet with him. So if our numbers are high, yes, we will have that. We will have the opportunity to get the land. We will have the opportunity to register for citizenship. We have the opportunity to register for businesses, and then we will see it our own eyes, in our own eyes, before we make any decision. You know,
another
this
question.
Is it.
So the register interest now. Payment for the trip can be submitted in installments as well to help people with the cost. That's right.
Yes, that's what we are thinking. So because we still have a long way to go, payment can be done in installment. But you understand, as you see the condition there, so we need to have the payment of I think it's 500 or 600 something by October to be able to secure a place. So the remaining one can be paid slowly until a month before the trip. So this is to help us as well to make it flexible. So, but if initial payment have been done, and then there is cancellation later, I think there is a £100 or something like that to be lost on that for.
It's approved to pay the deposit by October. Okay. What about the consular requirements? How that be handled? So they were handed to a website. How is that handled these days?
But I think I didn't catch you there. It was crashing. Can you?
Forgive me, the consular requirement. Do they require visas to enter the country at this point in time?
Oh, the visas. Okay, yes. In terms of visa, yes, for those nationals holding British or European passport, so you will have to apply for a visa. By the application of the visa, we are going to step in and help you to do all of those. It's being done. It could be done online, but because we are going in group, I volunteer that some the number depending on the number. I'm going to step in and for us to get the visa as soon as possible. But you will have to submit some document, such as a copy of your passport, your profession, your address here, and then there is a vaccinations that you need to take. Or if you don't take vaccinations for some reason, you should have to, you have to show us that reason as well. So yes, there is a need for visa, but you understand the visa will help you to proceed with that easily to make it easy for you. Okay, yes. So, but if you have any other African passport, there is no need for visa. Yeah.
That's right. You don't have an African passport. What if you had a Jamaican passport? Do they require Jamaica to Burkina Faso require a visa? I wonder.
But yes, it is. They require a visa, but I think it is just a formal visa. You just register it, and then there is no need for payment. It's just a legislation to inform that you are coming in. That's all.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
yes. So
Another
if you
question.
have a Jamaican passport, Afro Caribbean passport, yes, yeah, that as well is accessible. Yeah.
Now, I'm very conscious, of course, that you're speaking to us here in English. And much of the diaspora speaks either English, primarily, but of course also French, Portuguese, and Spanish is also spoken, but primarily English. Okay. Um, I understand that you will set up an online class for those who have expressed an interest, an opportunity for them to learn more. Is that right?
Yes, yes, there will be a from I think it's from July, early July. There will be a link that will allow people who are interested to learn the Mole, the local language, and French to learn it with a local person from Burkina Faso that will be here. So he will be specifically here for 3 months, and he offer to teach anybody, either kids online is online, so either kids or grown up, the language. So it's the basic one for you to easily integrate. So I'm sure that with this person is a retired teacher. He's a retired Mole teacher, French teacher. So he knows how to teach people very quickly. So during that period, if he can teach you the wording, he can teach you how to write it, and then it's a very good opportunity to learn the language really. So because in how to call it for how to call it for free as well, it's a voluntary one. If you are interested, join it. Yes, and then he will be able to help you to learn increase the language. It's good to learn a little bit of the language when you go there because people feel happy when you start to say a small word to them in their own language. They feel like, oh yeah, this is my real brother. Yes, you understand. So
they appreciate you for the trying. They appreciate you for trying to speak the language. At least it may be.
yes, yes, yes. They love that, where people feel more confident and they feel safe when you speak their language. So it's a
again,
good
together.
opportunity for anybody. Just register interest, and then we will organize that as well in early July.
So again, well, give up the website address. It's www.let's. Give out the website address. Give out the website address.
It's let's discover Burkina.com. Let's discover Burkina.com.
There you go. And it'll be on the screen in the final edited version of this dialogue. Maybe my last question to help us see. I think we just want to talk about safety one more. So if you're a single woman who wants to be part of this trip, is it safe for a single woman to travel alone on this trip? And explain why.
Yes, Burkina Faso is safe. Some medias are trying to portray us in red, some media are trying to portray us in yellow, but the same media people are still living there, feeding information back to them. So Burkina is safe. There are some areas where there are problems, because we have issues with insurgency.
On the border.
But that is happening
Yes.
up. Oh yeah, on the border. It's up on the north. It's up on the north. It's where border with Mali, border with Niger. So it's up on the north. Can I show you them on the map?
Yes,
You see?
please, yes, if you can, yes.
Yeah, sorry. So this is
section
Burkina
of that
Faso
map.
map that is there.
Yes.
So the fight is happening up on top of there, on the borders, with Mali. Up there, it's that coastal border that is, that's where the problem is. So we are going, long way from where we are. You understand? So and then we are going around. Let me see. I'm just trying. We are going around here, up. We are going central in Burkina Faso,
Central
coastal,
and southern
going
section.
down Ghana. So we are not going at the north. The north is,
Right.
is that's where the problem is. The north is the border with Ghana, with
I understand.
Mali
I understand.
and Niger. So, but look at
Okay.
where we are. We're going in the central. We are going to the south of Burkina Faso. We're going to go to the east of Burkina, the west of Burkina, the central. We're discovering those. The north is
Wonderful.
where the struggle is, and that struggle as well is being contained. It's being contained. It's true that the way they're doing that is it's a guerrilla warfare. So it's really hard to contain.
I think we're fine. Don't worry, we're absolutely fine. In other words, the central, southern, east, and west part of Burkina Faso are totally under the military control, and they were able successfully to repel all attempts of insurgency. It's only in those southern, so the extreme northern section of the country, on the borders of the of Mali and so on, where you see some of the insurgency. But otherwise, 98% of the country is free movement. It is
free movement, free control.
A single woman it's safe for a single woman to travel alone if that were the case.
Yes,
okay,
no problem. Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful. Now, we've covered a lot of ground. Okay, we want to encourage those of you who are now fired up, understand the real opportunities that Africa presents, and absolutely now understand the opportunities that Burkina Faso presents for us here in the diaspora. We wish to positively encourage you to join on this official visit. Okay, I'll play the recording in a moment, but before I do that, can I ask you, Wempanga, to give us your closing words to the people? What would you want to say? Your closing word to the people.
All right. Oh, yes. Oh, as usual, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for having time to look at Burkina Faso. Thank you for the love you are giving to our excellencies and to the whole country. We are pleased and then we are grateful for every little support, every little thought, and every little wishes and prayers you are sending to this country. So we love you all together, and we invite you. Let's continue together, and let's own it. Let's own the change. So let's visit Burkina Faso. Let's visit Burkina.com is the web that we would like you to go and register yourself. And then I will be with you again, and then I want you all to join hands to say thank you to my brother here, who always invites me to take part of those interviews. So without him, I can't get this one happen. So yes, thank you, my brother. And
but before you go, you go, just want to do this for you. Yes. Well, I'm going to clap you as well. Perfect. Yes.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
Rising spirit.
Well done.
Thank you.
Extend our best regards to Captain President Ibrahim Traoré and express our absolute appreciation for the fire, for the vision that he's stimulating all of us here in the diaspora. And because together we know we will transform Burkina Faso and the continent of Africa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us. Wow. Wasn't that something, huh? I think you would agree. But let's listen to this. Here we go.
Discover Burkina Faso, the place of the rising spirit. The calling has gone out. Go to website address Let's Discover Burkina.com. Let's Discover Burkina.com. You are invited to visit on the 22nd of February to the 8th of March 2027. We are a holiday destination. Many investment opportunities. We are family friendly. A great place just to relax. Go to website address Let's Discover Burkina.com. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. Visit Burkina Faso. visit Burkina Faso.
Visit Burkina Faso. Go to a website address Let's discover Burkina Faso. I'm sure it won't be me. Absolutely right. A wonderful, wonderful country. And we'll all go together. It will be truly a positive, empowering experience. Okay? Positive, empowering experience. But don't go just yet. There's just two more quick announcements we want to make, and these are important announcements. We mentioned Nigeria in our dialogue there with Wempanga. Okay? Nigeria, of course, remained an important country. In unity, strength, of course, for all Nigerians. Of course, that Nigeria is a scripture created by others. And at some point, we look forward to its revolution, social change in the scripture. Okay? But many of you will be aware, of course, here on the Motivator Show, we have given platforms to communities in Nigeria, particularly the people of Biafra. The people of Biafra are courageous people. I had the privilege in the last few days to meet with them, to be amongst them, to hear them, to shake their hands, to hug them, to hold them, and understand their struggle is all of our struggles. Okay, their struggle, as I say again, is all of our struggles. Okay, and without us being a part of their struggle, Nigeria will remain underdeveloped. It will underperform. It will underperform unless you give greater autonomy to the people of Biafra. That tension works against the national interest you have in that country. Okay, Nigeria can and will do better given the opportunity. Nigeria can and will do better. Okay? I want you just to observe this message.
First of all, Nigeria is not my country. I was born a Biafran. My birth certificate reads Biafra, and no one has ever changed that. The fact that I was at some point or the other in possession of a Nigerian passport does not actually confer upon me their citizenship. I saw the Nigerian passport as a mere travel document because my birth certificate issued at the time of my birth reads Biafra. Nobody of a sane mind will condone or accept what is happening in Nigeria. I believe that genuine attempts have been made in the past to try to remedy the wreck that Nigeria is today, but there was a palpable unwillingness on the part of the powers that be to do something about it. I detest suffering and pain. I hate to see people suffer. I hate to see people in pain. The only thing that propels me, the only thing that drives me towards this very agitation is not born out of hatred for anybody, but a desire to test freedom in our time. Nigeria was not constructed by a Yoruba man. If it were, I would have perhaps accepted. Nigeria was not created by a Fulani man. If that was the case, who knows, I may accept. Nigeria was not created by a Hausa man either. It wasn't created by a Nupe man. It wasn't created by a Gwari man, never created by a Jukun man. Nigeria was not created by an Ijaw man, not created by an Ibibio man. Nigeria was created by a white man and named by a white woman. The name Nigeria means awful, bad, evil. It means nigger, which is a swear word, is a slur in America. If a white person calls a black person nigger, they might end up in jail. Then why should I answer a name that is abhorrent before God and before man? Nobody came from all these ethnic groups. They never got together to say, as from today our name should be Nigeria. A white man determined that. I cannot go to England and say to English people, I want to rename Liverpool. I want to give it another name. I'm sure they'll think I'm mentally, unstable and put me in jail. Now, the problem is this. Why should Africans accept the name Nigeria? It doesn't mean anything in Yoruba language, doesn't mean anything in Hausa language, doesn't mean anything in Igbo language, but yet we are Africans. So I see it as a relic or should I say a vestige of racism, I see Nigeria as an abomination, not just before God, but before man as well. Those with common sense, that is the reason why I like Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara changed the name from Upper Volta, that had no meaning, to Burkina Faso. Now, I wonder why educated, very savvy, and enlightened Nigerians cannot see it. You have half of Yoruba land in Benin Republic. Some are in Togo. For over 20 years, I have been a very vocal advocate of a Yoruba nation that will also encompass the Yorubas in Benin Republic and those in Togo, because they are Yoruba people. Wouldn't that be very wonderful? Why should white people come from Europe and decide that some Yorubas should be Togolese, some should be from Benin Republic, and some should be from Nigeria? You're a Yoruba man. What do you have in common with a Kanuri man? Absolutely nothing. But I can tell you, you have something in common with a Yoruba man in Togo. You have something in common with a Yoruba man in Benin Republic. Why should you see a Kanuri man as your fellow citizen in Nigeria and not a Yoruba man who lives just a stone throw from Badagry? So these are the anomalies that Africans need to sit down to address. That is why we have arrested development. That is why nothing seems to be working, because the convergence of these diverse value systems from the core area north, from the west and from the east, is making it impossible for Nigeria to function as a viable state. And that is a recognition that we must, at this very point in time, be able to address as educated people. Not that I hate Nigeria. I hate the name. I despise it with a passion. If you allow me, I wouldn't exist tomorrow morning. Anybody who answers or addresses him or herself as a Nigerian is a product of neocolonialism, not something that I am prepared to accept, because Nigeria never existed until Flora Shaw gave her that name, Nigeria. Before that, you had Oduduwa. Before that, you had Biafra. Before that, you had Crown Brono Empire, and all these wonderful and weird civilizations. Now, a white man cannot come from Europe and then create an identity for me. Only God in heaven can do that. And I can give an identity to my dog. The only thing you can name are your children and your pets. They are not our fathers. They are Caucasians. We are Black Africans. They have no right being in Africa and giving us names. And that I will never, ever accept.
You heard it. You heard it. It was important to play that. Very important, from Nancy Mansi Kanu. He's now incarcerated in Nigeria. I know the federal government, at some point, the penny will drop. The dollar will drop, and they will realize, if we want peace and create prosperity for all, give the people Biafra greater autonomy, if not give them independence. Support the IPOB, the Indigenous People Biafra Organization. Let there be change, let there be revolution, let there be that social change, as we just described, as has happened in Burkina Faso. I wonder if President Ibrahim Traore were a presidential contestant in Nigeria, how would he would do? This young man, visionary man, who's earned the respect of the traditional leaders, creating unity, recognizing that's where the strength lies. Okay. What he would achieve in Nigeria. And we had joint elections in Benin and Togo, and Ghana as well. Wow. Wouldn't that be powerful? Wouldn't that advance the prospects of the continent? We're capable of that leaps of faith, that leap of confidence in each other. I play that in recognition of the indigenous people of Biafra. I play that out of respect for the Biafran people in Nigeria and the neighboring places. I play that in recognition that change is possible, peaceful change is possible. You've got to want that change, and you, each and every one of you, are the change makers. Each and every one of you. Stay with us. Each and every one of you are the change makers. This episode, all episodes indeed, of the Motivators Show are concerned about your intellectual health, your spiritual health, and indeed your physical health. So I want you, because many of you have stayed with us for a while now, watched the entire episode of the Motivators Show. Many of you I know have been sitting down. I now need you to encourage you to think about your health before we go. Just stay with me for a few minutes, just a few more minutes. I want to encourage you to think about your health and physical well-being, okay? I did want to play this very short video about the health of people from African heritage in the Caribbean. It is a bit unsettling, but it's important for you to hear, because this is the Motivators Show, as you would expect, okay? I need you to hear what this professor, the Vice Chancellor of the Universities of the West Indies, had to say, okay? Just want you to listen to his words. Listen to what he has to say about our health in the Caribbean, but it's pertinent to you in Africa, to us here in Europe and Britain, of course, to the Americas. Just listen to what he has to say. And I know for some it'd be unsettling. I get it, but this is the Motivator Show. You expect us to be invoke emotions.
We have 60% of the black people in the Caribbean over the age of 60 have hypertension or diabetes, or both. Now, if you take the single criterion of chronic diseases, hypertension, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, if you take that simple criterion, the black people in the Caribbean are the unhealthiest people on the planet. And you have to understand that. On the one hand, we are watching Usain Bolt and we're watching the Caribbean athletes. We're watching the Caribbean with an image of being the most athletic people on the planet. But beneath that image of these super sportsmen and women is the hard reality that we are now the sickest people on the planet. In every black family in the Caribbean, hypertension and diabetes is endemic and congenital. In my family, almost everybody over 60 has hypertension and diabetes.
That's why I had to play it. In his family, every member has either diabetes or high blood pressure, hypertension. That's why here on the Motivator Show, we had to play that video. We'll play another very quick video. And this is from the Public Health Director for London, some of the Southeast here in Britain. A Jamaican-born man. But it demonstrates the strength and resilience of Jamaicans here in Britain. Okay, I want you to hear his common sense advice. I say again, common sense advice. What we need to do in order to maintain good health and fitness. This is a professional who devoted his entire life to his profession. Yeah, listen to his advice to us.
Professor Kevin Fenton says, I'm a public health director. Here are 5 things you can do to improve your health. 1. Mindful and balanced eating. Nourish wisely. Eat whole, balanced meals with awareness to support energy and well-being. 2. Get outside. Be with nature. Time outside reduces stress, improves mood, and strengthens your connection to the world. 3. Stay curious, stay engaged, explore new interests, keep your mind sharp, build social contacts, and boost your happiness. 4. Get active, move it or lose it. Move daily, lift weight, and do cardio. Exercise, improve physical, mental, mood, and energy. 5. 5 prioritize rest and sleep. Disconnect. Rest. Quality sleep supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall health.
Yes. So you hear that message? Simple messages. And if you didn't hear it properly, this is recording. Just replay that recording. Play it every day to yourselves. And it could make the difference. In fact, I know it will make the difference. But I'm really heartened by the numbers of you who've heard these messages and have responded positively and recognized working together, working with others, other members of your family or your friends, your network, and coming together in common aim and common purpose, understanding in unity is strength. And more likely, if you engage in these types of activities together, you're able to sustain these activities together. And together you transform your health outlook, your health prospects. And together you will transform your long life and general happiness. That's the way forward. What I'm heartened by is a number of people who've come together in common aim and common purpose, understood if we work together, you work together, you can transform your health and well-being and be a central feature in upholding good health and well-being. If you're a young woman, you maintain good health and well-being. You can have good, healthy babies. If you're a young man, you maintain good health and well-being. It means you're able to procreate good babies. Yep. If you're in your middle age and you're feeling your ways expanding, think about your health and well-being. To exercise. These are people. I'm going to show you a few people who've come together in common aim and common purpose, pool their resources, and now exercise together. Observe. Oh yes. Let's come together in common aim and common purpose. They've understood. If they work together, exercise together, they stay healthier together. They stay healthier together. Absolutely. You see that they're big in their short. Yes? They're short in their fit. That's it. Come together. Absolutely. That's right. Exercise together. That's right. They have understood. They've even brought their children with them. The children observe the adults, their mums and dads, their aunts and uncles, exercise together, and they incorporate this behavior as part of their consciousness. That's right. That's right. I've got to pause there. That's it. I'm dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. Yes. Exercise together. Come together. We exercise. Think about the food we eat. Yeah. So that we can promote in ourselves good health and prosperity. Yes? Good mental health, good spiritual health, good physical health. I know some of you have sat there and we appreciate you, but we want you to move your bodies. Think about your bodies and think about its health. Think about your mental health and most certainly think about your spiritual health. And look, if you're in South London, let me put up the screen. If you're in South London, you know this group that we've been given light to. If you're in South London, why not join them? You know, they're wonderful people. I might even be there on Monday and Wednesday. You never know. This Monday and Wednesday, you never know. Okay, let me put it on the screen. Okay, they're called Countdown. You can see them exercising. They meet every Monday and Wednesday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. They meet at 12 Tatum Street, Tatum Street, here in London, and postcode S for sugar, E17 1T for Togo, N for Nigeria. Their email address is countdown0405 at gmail.com. Telephone number, if you're in the UK, it's 07960 803 588. 8. I commend the work of this organization. They're this ordinary people who come together in common aim and common purpose. Understand we work together, take care of our health together, more likely sustain good health and well-being. Well done to Countdown. Well done to Countdown. Well done, well done, well done. So let's move forward. So before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you who've stayed with us. If you haven't subscribed, please do pass on link to this show to your families, your friends, your network. It really does help us. And we really want to continue to extend our coverage because these are consciousness raising episodes. Each and every episode, live episode, we have different subjects, different target groups within the communities. And our purpose is to encourage you to fully participate, to be a part of what we are seeking to achieve here. And that is to ensure you're in good health and good spirit, that you have good information, you make good decisions, that you see the opportunities and not just sit in your hand. And if you're uncertain, you hold someone else's hand, share their energy, their competence, so you can move forward together. And together, we will transform the world. So, of course, now I must close. Okay, I know. It's been a fun ride, huh? Okay. If in doubt, ask questions, okay? I started off this live transmission with that chant, the important chant, all important chant. I will close the episode with that all important chant. And that chant is Amandla. Amandla. And to the next time, I remain the motivator.
Amandla! 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 Amandla!